What's going on? It's your boy Billionaire Burke. You're checking out MusicXclusives TV. Stay tuned to this. One.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Leo here with MusicXclusives TV, and today we have ATL's very own Billionaire Burke. Burke, what's going on?
What's going on? I'm from East Side of Harlem, but I live in Atlanta.
Right. Let's talk about your journey moving from New York to the South.
My mom kicked me out. She told me I had to get out. So she sent me to live with my aunt in Lawrenceville when I was a little kid. And from there, I had to stay there for a little while. I went to Sweetwater Middle School. Came back to New York. When I went back to New York, I stood here, got in a lot of more trouble. Eventually, I got jammed up upstate. Out of state in Rhode Island. When I got jammed up out of state in Rhode Island, came home, still home for a little while longer, and then moved back to Atlanta.
You was a troubled child?
I misunderstood. I don't think most children are trouble. I think they misunderstood. You just got to speak their language.
Got you. What got you started in music? That process.
I just loved music since I was younger. I loved it. I loved it when I first heard it. I just wanted to be a part of it.
Did you have any background, any family members that were into music or instrumental?
Not that I actually knew of at the time. A lot of my family was street people, so you know, I guess that's what led me to get into some of the trouble I got into. So it was mostly a bunch of street people. But eventually, I'm not the only person that broke down the doors for this music shit. But pretty much, you know, it's a few of us.
And who are some of your influences coming into it?
I liked a lot of the Moguls. So I liked the Dre. I liked the Puff. I liked the Russell.
The Moguls.
Yeah, I was always big for the Moguls. Hove. If I want to go a little bit further back, I liked Leor, Clive Davis. I liked L.A. Reid.
Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah, Jimmy was cool too. Jimmy was like, while Jimmy was making his way to that higher echelon, I was actually watching how he was building his empire brick by brick. But yeah.
Right. What about some of the artists turned moguls like Eminem and 50 and them coming from New York? Or were you strictly into like folks who were just moguls only?
Nah, when it came to the artists, my artists I listened to just varied. But if I had to say, being from New York was just weird because I liked Uncle Luke.
Okay.
Uncle Luke was like I was big on Uncle Luke early. He was just saying stuff and the visuals was just so like brash. I was really into that. Really into that.
Nice. So you got the label Billionaire Burke Music Group, and you're also the CEO of GDE. Tell us what's the difference between those two empires, and you also have 50/40. How do you operate?
What differentiates?
Yeah, what differentiates the three of them?
I started out with GDE with my partner Collab Mason, and we signed the artist. And then we partnered up with Atlantic Records for our artists that we work with. And from there, it was like, okay, you know, I got this situation going. I also had another artist that I signed, JJ Singleton. I just had a few artists. I had a few things on my plate. And at the time, I was like really pushing a lot of things and spending a lot of money. I'm talking about astronomical, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And when I was spending this money, I didn't feel like the artist was grateful or appreciative of what I had going on. So one day, one of my homeboys, person that worked in music a long time in my life, and one of the first people that put me on a mixtape when I was younger, my man E Nice, Enrique, he was like, man, you should just go do this yourself. And then that birthed Billionaire Burke Music Group. And then Billionaire Burke Music Group is something that I hold dear to me because it's my last name. I put my last name first. And from there, moving forward, I just, you know, as I was working and doing a lot of stuff with Billionaire Burke Music Group, I wanted to sign more artists, and GDE was already, you know, what it was going to be, and then, you know, Billionaire Burke was what it is, and I was like, I don't really want to sign a lot of people to Billionaire Burke Music Group because it doesn't resonate. Burke doesn't resonate with everybody, you know.
Right.
So I started another company and I named it 50/40 because, like I said, the person who told me to actually rap was my man Enrique. He's from 1840 and my grandmother's from 1850. So I just put 50/40. because 2 buildings from where I'm from. I'm from James Weldon Johnson Projects on 115th, 112th, 115th and Lexington Avenue.
Got you. Let's get into your new project, New Jack City. It just dropped earlier this month. How did that project come about, and who are some of the collaborators on that one?
New Jack City. New Jacks is a project I'm working on with my artist, my first artist for 5040. Her name is Lil Westside. She's from Jacksonville, Florida. She's from the west side of Jacksonville. It was like I told her I wanted to just do some vibey music that me and her could really relate to. I'm from New York. She's from Jacksonville. The movie name is New Jack City. And I was like, you know what, let's just make a twist off of the words. Let's name it New Jacks, as in like Jacksonville. And let's have fun with it. I think Jacksonville is a very, very cultural spot. I know it gets a bad name for all the warring that goes on out there, but I love Florida. I love Jacksonville. Shout out everybody in Duval. And I had some people that helped me out along the way in Florida. So on it, you'll hear J. Breezy, shout him out. He's from Jacksonville. You'll hear Taliban Duda, he's from Tampa. You'll hear Light Pole Pootie. He's from Orlando. Yeah, so we shout them guys out. A lot of people helped out with the situation.
And Lil Westside is all over this new project. Let's talk about your longtime collaboration, working with him. Like, how did that relationship come about?
Oh, Lil Westside, it's a girl. She a girl.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Lil Westside, she from Duval. One day, I was late at night. I probably was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was looking at Say Cheese, and I always look at Say Cheese. I always look at...
Shout out to Say Cheese.
Yeah, I always look out with all the new... I try to look for where everybody is posting the new, you gotta pay to get on these things, so people don't just acknowledge you no more. And it's to be honest, being that I love the business, I love doing. I enjoy the creativity. The creativity is just something that I enjoyed since I was young. But I love the business because more so I'm a businessman, so I understand it all. But yeah, it's like a little war going on between artists and publications, and it's because a publication will stand by you, and these artists start feeling themselves. So
you mean like the blogs and the magazines?
You gotta respect these guys. They had a hustle too,
right,
to get where they're going. So if they give you a helping hand, or if they acknowledge you, accept the acknowledgement.
Right.
I said let's work. And she had told me, it's funny about that because we talked about that today, and this is a year and a half and already in the making, going on 2 years. She said to me, you know how many people always tell me let's work? She's like, it'd be people with blue checks and just people in general in the business that'll say let's work. She was like, you was the first person who was like, yo, you want to pull up to my crib? And she came from Jacksonville all the way to Atlanta, and we've been locked in since.
Nice. I see you also work with my boy Vedo. How did that collaboration come about on a song called Pink Panther?
Vedo, yeah. Vedo is, shout Vedo out. I seen Vedo grind. People didn't believe in Vedo in the beginning. Like, I seen him, he's a songwriter, so I seen a lot of people try to pigeonhole him to the songwriter concept, but he broke through that, and I'm proud of him. But what happened with Vedo was he was working with my artist, Raish, and he was songwriting, and I just thought he was dope. And I was like, man, I got this song. I think you'll be dope on it. And I was like, I wrote the whole song. I literally wrote everything you hear, from even what he's saying. I wrote that, but I just sung it so horribly. I didn't have it in pocket. No,
you was the reference singer.
Yo, my reference was horrible too. I wrote it, but it like he put the melody and put it in pocket. He did a great job, and I appreciate him for that. Yeah.
Shout out to Vedo. And speaking of being a boss and being an executive, I see that Ray Daniels is your cousin.
Yeah,
who's an executive at Epic Records in the industry.
Yeah, Ray. Shout Ray out. Radar, the whole Radar team. Ray, my grandmama and his grandmama are sisters. May she rest in peace, but may they both rest in peace. My Aunt Pearl is his grandmother. Our father's his first cousin, so I knew his father. May he rest in peace too. Ray, cousin Raymond. I knew him, and I knew the grandfather, who's Raymond Senior. So I knew both of them, and then we got a cousin that is really his first cousin, but he's my third cousin. My cousin Bird, and Bird used to be like, man, you need to go see Ray. You need to talk to Ray. You need to talk to Ray, and Yeah, I ended up finding out that I had an older cousin that actually putting some real footwork in his business, and I'm proud of him and the things he's doing, and shout him out. And I'm on my voice to put my work in. You know what I'm saying? To prove I belong here too.
And speaking of Lil Westside, you know, females are dominating right now in the hip hop world. How do you feel about the current climate of female MCs?
It's good. I think it should be a healthy balance of women and men. But my female not like, you know, she can't rhyme about ass and pussy all day because she a dyke, you know.
Right.
She tend to like the women, so that's her thing. She not really gonna be telling you about how her ass is fat or how she busting it open, because she don't do that. So
does she have any similarities to Young M.A.?
Nah.
She in that lane? No.
Nah.
Gotcha.
You gonna see she different.
Gotcha.
She different because she come from a real gritty place. Like LaWarren Jacksonville is real. Like it's real. Like the murder is real out there.
Oh,
so
wow.
she's seen a lot and been around a lot. Her brother died. Like she had to go. She endured a lot more than an average female could endure. And then she also is still a female, so she has a softer side. So she has a voice on her that's, when you hear her sing, you're like, damn, this is the same girl that's, you know what I'm saying, that was outside having to play rough with the boys.
Right.
But
Who you think is next up on the female rap side, currently on the market right now?
I don't know.
Any of the girls catching your attention? No.
Shout out all the girls out there working.
Gotcha.
Lil Westside.
Lil Westside.
Lil Westside is the girl. I think she the next up.
Got you. You locked in with what you got going on. That's what's up. Any final words, to your fans, your supporters out there, and where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Billionaire Burke. You can find me on everything on Billionaire Burke. Everything is Billionaire Burke. And if I had any words, I'd say, don't believe the hype, man. There's a lot of hype out here. It's a lot of fake shit going on. Pay attention to some of this real shit. They saying 700,000 jobs is about to be lost. Like, you gonna see who's really meant to do this. Like, I've been through some times when things was rough, and you gonna see a lot of people that you thought would stand up and who really got it. You gonna see them fold and collapse.
Wow.
That's all I can say.
Times are crazy right now. Well, there you have it, guys. Your boy here, Billionaire Burke. This is Leo signing out with Music Exclusives TV. Make sure y'all keep it locked right here and subscribe.
Appreciate y'all for having me. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.